Welcome back, folks. This is the Vigilante Crafter, and you can call me Vigil. Hope everyone's having a fine day. Just getting the game loaded up here. And almost there. There we go. There you folks go. There we go. Survival Let's Play. Alrighty. Hello, how we doing? Again, hope everyone's having a great day today. So, our last few episodes, they were a little longer than usual, I understand. However, the entirety of the episode is, you know, we were doing the... What were we doing? What are we calling that? I'm on the spot. I'm live here. So let's, we're going to call that the spawner, right? The zombie spawner project that we were doing. So there was a few different things that we needed to do. So it went on a little bit longer. So each of those videos are an hour apiece. Actually, if you want exact times, the first videos, I guess I can't give you an exact one on the first one because I can't remember the first one. It's 53 minutes maybe. But I know the second one was an hour and 17 minutes. So, you know, if the long videos are a problem, I do apologize for that. But sometimes, you know, they do need to go a little bit longer rather than, you know, breaking them up into 6, 7 different parts. You know, I kind of want to hold the part 1 and part 2s to part 1 and part 2 only. You know, just it's just something I've been thinking about. It might change, you know, but I do like to inform everybody what's going on with the channel and the video recordings and what's happening. You know, which, you know, allowed me yesterday to kind of take a break. I was kind of pushing the live stream off. You know, I think I pushed it off like 2 or 3 times, and it just for some reason I needed a break. You know, I think I was on my 5th day or 4th day, probably my 4th day of doing it in a row. So I took a break, but I'm back today. So, and that's good thing. And so today, what I want to do is, I think we found a slime chunk. So I want to go down to our mine shaft and try to confirm that. You know, I'm pretty sure it's a slime chunk, you know, but of course, you know, Vigil is always wrong. So we, yeah, I probably should do this, right? No, we're wrong. So, but we're going to go down there and we're going to check it out, and we're just going to kind of mark it off a little bit. Should be pretty simple, and you know, in hopes during the live stream, you know, we'll get a slime that spawns. That would be absolutely fabulous if that happens. You know, it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss. You know, we could have a 2-hour stream and maybe see a slime, or we could have a half-hour stream and maybe see a slime, and we could have a half-hour stream and not see a slime because it's really not a slime chunk. So everything's up in the air with this episode, folks. So that's what we're gonna do. And let me flip around. I do want to take you around the base a little bit, of course, after a nap, because you know that's par for the course for these episodes. We always sleep first. At least it seems more times than not, anyway. So let's take that nap before I forget. But I do want to take you. Just want to show you a few things, and it is along the way, so it shouldn't be that long. You know, now just because I didn't stream yesterday doesn't mean I didn't play Minecraft, all right? So, so I came in here off camera, and I'm not finished with the library, but I do believe the library is ready for the librarians to move into. So that's a big thing, and I'm really happy about that. And why? Because now it actually might be a library because we have books in there, right? I made the bookshelves, I put them in here, and one of the reasons why I didn't stream yesterday either, the placement of these books, there was no reason for you folks to see that. And, you know, and that's why I want to do the Twitch or Facebook live video, because I really think those platforms are more geared for the grindy type episodes, you know, that I do, not episodes, but the sessions, I guess you could call them, right? The grindy sessions that I do. You know, it's all about block placement for me, and I'm very picky on things, and it has to have a look for me to, you know, give it that final approval. And this right now, we're there. We're there. I like it. I still think there's maybe a little bit too much spruce. However, we can deal with this. We can deal with this. And, you know, sometimes the brain goes on a little bit of information overload. And you just got to walk away. You know, if you walk away from the project and you come back, all of a sudden you're seeing it in a different light, and literally in a different light. And it works out so much better at times. So that's what I was kind of doing yesterday. And I'm really happy with the library at this point. You know, I've been happy with it. There was a few things I didn't like. I kind of changed them. And upstairs, what I did is I'm going to have to go outside to show you, but the ceiling it's not the best at this point, but it's working. But the roof, pretty much finished. And we're real close to having that finished, and it looks a lot better. So I'll take you out there real quick, and the best way to do that is do this. All right, let's get the scaffolding. And folks, I'm going to keep saying it. So glad I finally made scaffolding. It just makes my life so much easier in this world. See how quickly we got up? So here's the roof. And I'm going to dress it up a little bit more. I'll put some, you know, the same colored slabs here, you know. But what I did is I actually, you know, I kind of made some peaks, you know. They're kind of flattened out. They're not the best due to the block count. However, it's working. It is working. And now I can't get back up there. Let's do this real quick. Thank you. Now just put that right back. And that right there, my friends, was happening a lot. I mean, Mojang did, you know, fix the place on you know, the mechanics on placing those blocks, but I don't know if they really fixed it. They more or less, you know, try to make it better. But and they have. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining here. It just sometimes my cursor doesn't, you know, land on that hitbox correctly, or I don't see it correctly, and it just ends up being placed wrong. So I'm happy with the roof now. It looks more like a roof, and we still got to do something with this. Maybe, you know, it grows, you know, like we make a little room or something like that. I'm still kind of torn on what to do. But, you know, now these areas, they are the roofs for where the villagers are going to be too as well. So that's why they're there. So we could do something with that later. However, I do want to show you, we'll just break a block to get back up here. I put the windows in, see? Look at that. Got the windows in, and that just really makes things nice. I really think it's, yeah, there's no problem with having those windows there. Really liking the windows. So I'm glad I finally got that in there too as well. And let's go ahead and go back up. There's windows on the other side, and we can see it from the ground. So those are some of the changes I made to the library. Just wanted to update you on that. And then as we go down to the, see, if you're this way, it's going to place that way. And what it is I have to be aware of what direction I'm looking at. So I'm more frustrated with myself not remembering what direction to face. So let's go there. There we go. Then we'll come back down, holding shift. So folks, when you hold shift, you will drop down your scaffolding tower. That's how you get down. And that, you know, that's a little, the mechanics there kind of mess with me because I'm holding shift a lot, you know, so I don't fall off the edge. It doesn't work like that on the scaffolding. So I had to learn the hard way on that. Like I do with all the mechanics of this game. Poor Vigil, always learning the hard way. Anyway, so like I said, we're ready. I'm going to start moving some villagers over. You know, like I said, I'll probably do that off camera. If you really want to see me move the villagers over, let me know in the comments. You know, I'm not going to make it one of these half-hour streams. You know, if anything, it'll be a grindy type stream where I'm not talking a lot and whatnot. So either way, let's get down here. And, you know, I kind of like these ideas I came up with. But the fence post is there, and it's kind of holding up this, you know, these books that are, you know, placed over the doorway. I don't know, I just really liked how that looked. So, you know, I was even thinking about taking these and putting them in the middle, put a bookcase on the bottom, and then take that, put it in the middle, or you know, what I really wanted to do is I wanted to put a lantern in the middle. However, it wasn't working out right. It just did not look, you know, nothing is real in Minecraft. I know that, but I like to try to match real world ideas, like, you know, shelving needs to be held up, you know, and Minecraft really defies gravity a lot. And so what I try to do is I try to, you know, make it look like it's being supported, you know, whatever I'm building. So I really try to add that feature to it. So I have that, which is nice. And, you know, we might change the color of the fence post or change something else that's a post that's holding it up, you know. Again, a work in progress for everything. And then I got the ladders here. And I thought the ladders really matched because you got to come up here and get the book, right? So I thought that was nice. And I think that's about it for what I did with the library. You know, it's very interesting because it only took me about 2 minutes to explain everything I did, and I literally spent probably 2 to 3 hours just trying to figuring out where to place all these things here, you know, and making it, you know, look nice. So, which is fine because I've you know, that's the way Minecraft works, and you know, I've conceded to the game. You know, if I want to play this game, I'm going to have to play it the way Minecraft plays it, once it be played, you know, by the mechanics, or it's just going to be frustrating. So I did put, you know, I like that right there, the crafting table. I thought that was spot on. You know, you come over here, you can do some stuff if you needed to, and then you come over here and you look at our tower. Look at our tower. I'm still so happy about that tower. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We are going to fancy that up, though. I mean, it's not done at all. And, you know, I liked this idea. At first, I had just the stairs there. And I kind of liked how that looked. That was cool, you know. But then I put that, and I was like, oh, well, maybe these are little cubby holes that you store stuff in or whatnot. So that was my idea behind that. And then you open up, and you know, now literally you can't put anything in there. But, you know, as far as the lore and, you know, how the house works, you know, this is how I thought that was cool. So we could do that for that. And, you know, and I'm still a little, I don't know about the spruce trapdoors up here, just because I already have a lot of spruce. So that might change. I do like the idea of trapdoors being there. I'm just not sold on the spruce trapdoors, you know, and then the spruce stairs. So I don't want to, you know, like I said, I didn't want to spend forever on it, so I started it, and then maybe, you know, we'll come back and a light bulb will go off in my head, and we'll figure that out. I put a little tree bush here. I thought that looked cool. You know, I did have it over here, and then I put it over here, and I just thought it looked better there. You know, just kind of matched everything. Only because it was, I think it was here. No, it was here, and I put the spruce trapdoors. And once you place the spruce trapdoor into that block area, you can't put nothing else there. So it's just the way that works. So that's what I mean when you need to concede and work with the Minecraft mechanics. Anyway, let's kind of get out of here. And there's our parrots. So that looks nice. And then out over here, you can see the windows. See, I think that's, I don't know. It's really, really nice. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. And I might even do a window right there too. But I think there was something in the way too as well. So anyway, moving forward. So let's go downstairs and get ready to, it's like, you know, move our journal. I did put the spruce walls up on the large house too as well. We don't need to go up there and look at it though. So the large house is slowly getting finished. And I was actually looking into that this morning, and I was like, what kind of roof do we do? What do we do? And, you know, remember, I got this this template idea from, you know, Greg's Builds. It's a channel out there on YouTube. And, you know, I don't want to, you know, copy it block for block. So that's why it's taking a little bit longer. So, and, you know, I don't know if folks like jungle trees, but I do. Look at that jungle tree. It's so awesome looking. I've let it just kind of grow. And everything has hit the bottom as far as vines, and it's just great. So anyway, moving forward. And I'm doing something new with the eggs. I'm just throwing them, because I think it's cooler than putting them in the box, because I seriously don't know what I'm going to do with all these eggs. So let's go ahead and get a nap in. So it's you know, about halfway done with this episode. You know, I did some subtle changes around the starter house here, and I've also decided that as soon as the large house is done, we're going to move over there. right? That'll be the house, the live-in house, and then this starter house is going to turn into the workshop. This will be a workshop. And I know, breaking news, very exciting, very exciting. So I thought that was, you know, that'd be awesome. You know, because there's just things that, I mean, we're going to be all, like, the cooking and all that, we're probably going to be doing over at the large house because we'll have a space to do it in and whatnot. But, yeah, it's kind of what we do here. We work in this little place, and it's, so I might as well call it a workshop. Alright, so I'm moving down. And I did that too. I thought that looked cool. I did have it over here, but then I figured it looked better over here. The chains, folks. Oh, this new added block, the chains, has just opened up my ideas like no other. And just in case any of you didn't know, the 116.2 release candidate is now, they're in the release stage. I think they're at 1 or 2. You know, release 1. I believe it's just release 1. You know, don't quote me on that though, please. They changed the chains a little bit, and they changed them for the good. So right now you can only place them vertically. Well, they're going to allow you to place them horizontally. And I thought that's going to be great. Now, with my brain, it's kind of screwing with my mechanics in my brain a little bit, you know, because chains kind of, when they do hang, they create this, you know, gravity kind of pulls them down a little bit. They're not straight across. So I'm really going to have to, you know, adjust to that one. But in you know, in Minecraft, I'm happy that the mechanic has changed, and we can use that to do different things, you know, because they go horizontally, you know. Now, as far as them trying to show the bend of gravity, that's going to be difficult because, as you folks know, gravity in Minecraft barely exists. So it's like gravity is good for what? Sand, gravel, the player. Those are the 3 things that come to my mind. And there's probably what? Anvils, right? Anvils drop, so there's gravity on anvils. So that's 4 items. You know, folks, let me know in the comments if there's any items I missed. And if someone knows them all, list them in the comments for me, because I think that would be absolutely awesome. You know, and we can do a comparison on, you know, I believe there's less than 10 items in Minecraft that gravity works with. Yeah. You know, and I guess drops, you know, those are, you know, but you don't place drops, you know, like after you destroy a zombie or whatnot, it drops the rotten flesh, and it'll just drop to wherever. So drops have gravity too. So that's 5 things. But like I said, I think it's less than 10. Anyway, so that takes us off to the mine shaft, but I want to take you folks down here really, really quick, because it's not going to take long to determine the chunk border for the slime chunk. So I came in here, and what I decided to do is I made another processing room, and I processed another librarian, so he is all set. We have his trades locked in. We don't have him as a master yet, but he is all set. And let me show you why we are all set with this gentleman here, or I guess gentle human. And again, there's no male or females. So we're going to go. Look at this, folks. Oh, I am absolutely excited about this. Here we go. Here we go. Fortune 3, folks. Took me about 20 minutes to get it, but I got it, and I locked him in. Right when I locked him in, it was like, great, let's buy it. And then I noticed, oh. Yeah, I don't have any money for you, buddy. I don't have emeralds. You know, I've gotten up to about 21, so emeralds are really at a, you know, they're a premium right now, and we really need to get some better situations going in this world on collecting the emeralds, because it is painful, folks. I mean, I'm selling a little bit of vegetables, some paper, and, you know, and I did increase the sugarcane to more of a up on, you know, moved them up the hills a little bit to kind of make a field more, so I can get more, and then I'd end up getting more paper, and, you know, but those trades lock, and then you got to wait, and they got to replenish them, and so it's just, that iron farm is really on the cusp now. It really has to get done, you know, in order for these emeralds to, you know, to start collecting a lot of emeralds. You know, even making a cleric for the, you know, for the flesh, the rotten flesh that we're going to get, you know, a lot of due to the spawner farm. You know, so the zombie spawner farm, it's still not going to give us a lot of emeralds. It's 2 per stack, so that is not a good ratio. I'm going to tell you right now. It's nice, but it's, you know, and I usually just do it in my worlds because it gets rid of the rotten flesh, because I really have no other use for it. I guess we could eat it, but, you know, that's emergencies only. So anyway, we got that, and then down here, I decided to build a couple simple farms. One is semi-automatic and the other one is manual, and the first farm is the manual one, and that's nether wart. I realized I didn't have nether wart because I wanted some red brick, red nether brick, and you need to mix the nether root here, right? I'm saying it wrong, but the nether root here, you have to mix it with the nether brick, you know, the nether brick, in order to make it red instead of that dark red. So I went ahead, just made, it's real simple. Came in here, made a square, put down the soul sand, and then planted the, you know what? You know, I just said the name too. Let's do this. And in fact, it's ready to harvest. So here's the manual part. We just come in, harvest it, plant it back down. Okay, and then that's done, and then we have 17 left. That's nice. And then I'm just dropping it in here for now. That's the extra soul sand we had. So nether wart, there we go, nether wart. So periodically I come down here and just kind of do that, and we can make this into a semi-automatic farm, and I know there's just a few ways to do it. So if any of you have any ideas on that, you know, definitely leave those in the comments, and we'll go with one of those ideas. You know, like I said, folks, you want to make a comment about a build or you know, anything in the world, you know, as long as it's within reason, we will implement, and I will showcase it. Absolutely. So anyway, let's get out of here. So that's the manual nether wart farm, and which led me to another thing. I need some item frames as well. Although we do have leather, it's slowly stacking up in our cow farm, so that's good. So then down here, what I did is I made a semi-automatic cactus farm. And people are like, cactus, what are you going to do with that? Well, we can make green dye, and then we can also compost it. And cactus gives it's a pretty big yield as far as how many cactus drops you have to put into the composter. So we come down here and we look at here. We're like, oh yeah, there's that. We open it and there we go. We have 19 so far, which is awesome. That's the automatic part. And so in here, what I did is made another square and just made this simple little cactus farm. If you want me to showcase it, I will. It's one of the simpler, easy starter farms. You know, I don't like to use those words, but those words are okay to use because it is. I mean, literally, it's just a square. 1 bucket of water here, four sand blocks, and then these iron cages right here. And you can use, I think you can use fence posts too as well. So what these do is it allows the cactus, when it grows, it pops off, and then when it pops off, it falls, and when it falls into water. And it goes here to this hopper. Still need to get a piece of carpet there or whatnot, just for aesthetic reasons. But then it drains into, the hopper flows into that chest right there. So I thought that was cool. And it's finally got it done, right? That's awesome. I probably should have did that one, probably in the second or third episode of this series, but it just didn't happen. So, but now it is. And with that being said, we don't really have to worry about cactus anymore. We always have it. We won't run out. And haven't done really anything with the zombie spawner farm, but this here marks the block that it'll start, right? Because we'll be within 16 blocks of the spawner. So that, my folks, has been working out really nice. As you can tell, my tools and weapons are almost, they're all mended pretty high up. So I've been coming down here, and then my experience, you notice, is at 40. I just noticed that today, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I've been at 40 in this world at all. So, that tells me we are really starting to get into the mid part of the advancements of the world. So I'm really happy about that. So that tells me, we're getting more experience, and that's awesome. And it's due to that zombie spawner farm. So, all right, so let's go down to our mine shaft that we built in a few episodes ago. And I know in one of the episodes, the previous episodes, I did say that I found slime down here, so that's why I think it's a slime chunk. I was walking back from one of my, mining missions I go on, ultimate grinding mission, and as I was coming back, just right down here, it's not that far. It's actually where I found the second set of diamonds in the world. So there it is. It's already fenced off. So when I was coming back, I noticed, yeah, this is a problem. And so that's part of what we're going to do here today is we're going to light this up because, in fact, we're going to start doing it now because we have issues. Let's back off. So when I was coming back, right there were the slime balls. So that tells me this area, it's got to be a slime chunk. And, because that's lava over there, and they didn't spawn on the lava, and it died because of the magma block, and that was great. So that's why I really think that this is a slime chunk. And I'm going to bring up the chunk borders to kind of, to show us where the borders are, and that will make more sense. But at the same time, we are playing in survival, so we're going to have to survive. And, this here's my fault. I don't know why I made this all obsidian. In fact, when I came down here and checked it out, I was like, when did I do that? So I probably needed some obsidian, and that's why I did that. All right, so let's do this. I don't have a gate, do I? We can make a gate. We got a crafting block right down there. So let's go. Hustle on down here. It should be, yes. Awesome. Let's make a gate. If I am going to say this because I've been thinking about it a lot. I really like that gives you the option for all these, but it rotates. And I think it rotates a little too quick. I really would like the mechanic to kind of take inventory of your inventory, understand what you have to make it with, and just maybe rotate through the ones that you can make right away instead of just rotating through them all. Maybe it's this here. Maybe I do that. Yeah, no, it still does the same thing. Oh, I didn't hit it. Well, thanks, Mojang. You fixed it for me. I appreciate that. So that was me changing it. Okay, well, and I like it like that, so now I know. Let's see that real quick. Yeah. All right, that makes sense. I told it to display all the ones that I can't make. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. See, I'm not afraid to be wrong. I am not afraid to be wrong. Because why? I'm wrong all the time. Right? I mean, I have the videos to prove it. So anyway, did we get our gate? Yes, we did. Good. All right, let's go. You're shooting at me. I know. You're just the love for Vigil, huh? It's just all the mobs in the Minecraft world just love Vigil for some reason. So why don't you come on out here? Yeah, get out of here, buddy. You're in my area, right? You're gonna be handled right now. Right now. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get this gate on here. And what I want to do. So we're good on health. Let's get these torches in the other hand, the offhand, so I can place them without having to switch over to my sword. All right. And we want them pretty far apart. Yeah, you too, buddy. You weren't invited. You seem to just spawn in, any dark area that, you deem yourself invited to. So it's... now that I'm remembering, now I'm thinking about this. I'm remembering maybe I did this when I found the slime chunk because I didn't want the slimes to... Yes, I didn't want them to burn up because I wanted to see them jumping, and that would have given me more of a clue that they're there. Because in the end, Minecraft does some weird stuff sometimes, some different things sometimes. And, so let's just kind of do that. And, alright, so I think we're good. that. Let's take that out and just do that. There we go. I don't know if the torches get in the way of their spawning capabilities. So, yeah, let's just do that for now. I can come down here with some light blocks later on. Hey, we got some bone from him. At least he left some bone for us. Got a lot of bats going on. So, here we go, folks. So, in order to bring up the chunk borders, it's F3 and G. And it brings up these borders here. A lot of people know about this. A lot of people don't. And what it does, it just... Right now, I'm in a chunk, right? This is a chunk because of the borders that we see. And chunks are... What are they? 16 by 16, I believe. Let's just count that real quick. One... Can't count those. Let's go. So that's the border. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, 16. Oh, I just wanted to make sure. So 16 by 16, left, right, up, down. It's a square. Okay. And what it does is it'll turn on these borders for the entire world. So I could walk around and just know where the borders are. So now that I'm looking at this, we have a chunk here that was... block that is seems to be kind of confined. So we know they did not spawn over there in that chunk, or maybe they did, maybe right there. So that's a possibility. I hope it's not, but it's a possibility. We know it didn't spawn on the lava, because that doesn't happen. And I don't believe they spawn in water. I think that's only iron golems. At least that's what I know anyway. Alrighty, so we have this chunk, that's a possibility. So we have 3 chunks, that's a possibility, only because there's enough blocks there for them to spawn. I really hope it didn't spawn there. So we have that chunk, we have 1 chunk, this chunk here, 2, and then 3, right over here. I'm banking on this chunk right here. Why? Because I found the slime on that chunk right there too. It's either, I'm hoping it's either this one, right here, right? So it's one of these 4. Now that I'm looking at it, it's got to be one of these 4. Let's hope it is. And my big hopes is it's this chunk or this chunk. Well, that's probably not at the top of the list now to look, because that's part of our mining shaft. But that's okay. I mean, I've done it before, so it's not a big deal. I've had, yeah, not a problem. But really, ideally, what I'm trying to say is it would be nice if it was this chunk, because it's pretty much carved out. We just need to get the rest of this out. And I'll go ahead and do that, since this could be one of the chunks, just to give it the maximum possibility of a slime spawning. And I'm going to have to hang out down here for a little bit too as well. So if I'm not hanging out down here, I'm not close enough, they won't spawn. So that's going to be one of those off-camera deals. And as soon as that gets figured out, I will update you folks on the slime chunk, alrighty? And that is going to segue right into the end of this episode, and I'm going to leave you folks right from here. Alrighty? Folks, I really do appreciate you chiming in, and thanks for all the support you've been giving me. Especially, I have seen, a few more views on those, on the part 1 and part 2 of the zombie spawner farms. So thank you, folks. I really appreciate that. I know those are longer, but I really think they're cool episodes too as well. Once again, folks, thank you so much. You have a great day, and see you later. Bye-bye. Well, Vigil, you better figure out that slime chunk. You better figure it out.